Welcome back, Truth Seeker. What I'm going to show in this video is that the delay at the Daytona 500 pushing the event from Sunday to President's Day, Monday, February 17th, is no accident. Again, a lot of people have no clue about what's going on in this world, including the military's controlling of the weather, which has been admitted by the U.S. military since the time of the Vietnam War. So more than 50 years ago, and still people are unaware. For anyone out there, before I get into this, who doubts that, go look up Operation Popeye, admitted by the U.S. military, about how they used cloud seeding technology then to induce rainfall on Vietnamese troops because they knew that those troops were dependent on their feet. They wanted to flood out their tunnels in the jungle. The use of technology to control the weather is something that's been going on for a long time. There's patents regarding this type of technology that go back 100 years. So we're talking about old concepts that most Americans still have no clue of. And what's embarrassing for most Americans is if they would just look up at the sky and put down their phone for a second, they'd see these tic-tac-toe patterns overhead that create these slowly dissipating, nasty-looking clouds in the sky. That's not Mother Nature. Anyhow, we're going to talk about how yesterday's rainfall that delayed the Daytona 500 after lap 20 in 2020 was no accident. And we're going to prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt. And before we do move ahead, I want to remind you one more thing. The only Super Bowl halftime show to ever have rain was with Prince, who was performing Purple Rain. Think about it. So, we did a lot of videos yesterday on the big rituals for the Daytona weekend with Donald Trump there to be the grand marshal for the main event. On Saturday, the 47 car had the Trump-Pence artwork on it. If you're new to my work, I've written a book about Donald Trump and 47 and documented about 1 million Donald Trump 47 rituals. This delay is the latest. Keep in mind, the Daytona 500 was scheduled for February 16th, the 47th day of the year. Right now, the 47 car is in the pole position where he began. He's still number one, even at the time of the delay. But just look at this, True Seeker. Look at what time they delayed the race until on President's Day. 4:05 p.m. Wonder why they would start it at 4:05 when number 45 is the Grand Marshal. And as we discussed yesterday, Daytona Beach is 45. Perfect location for such a ritual. Now, of course, today's President's Day, and when you write out President's Day, it sums to 159 and 60, like Donald Trump is 159 and 60. Pole position equals 159 and 60, and right now number 47 is the pole position. Remember, the name Trump alone equals 47, like president, like White House, like government, like authority, like Republican, like Democrat. Again, 47 is the number in D.C., 47 degrees on the Masonic compass. You want to know who's responsible for all this? The powerful secret societies that run this nation, including the Jesuits and the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, who both have had their HQ in the nation's capital in this country's history. Now, as we talked about yesterday, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who started with the pole position, who's number 47, yesterday was his 138th day of his age. Today would be 138 days after his birthday, or his 139th day of his age. With the alphabetic order, Donald Trump's 138. With the alphabetic order and rules of numerology, Donald Trump's 48. And for the person who's new here, alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. Up here, where Donald Trump's 159 and 60, reverse alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. These are the 4 base ciphers. You got to know all 4. Remember, we just talked about Patrick Mahomes winning the Super Bowl on his 138th day of his age. He went to White House High School. He defeated Nancy Pelosi in the impeachment bowl. Super Bowl 54 was 54 days from Pelosi's birthday. She's from San Francisco. The commander-in-chief beat the impeachment. And then we talked about how the Nationals won the World Series 138 days after Trump's birthday. Nationals 138. Their manager, Dave Martinez, his name's 138. And realize we called all these things before they happened, just showing the same repetitive patterns. Now look at Trump and delay in the 4-base ciphers. Trump has the 88 and 47. Delay has the 88, 47, and also the 20. There's been 20 laps run in 2020. The word time is also 20. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is on top right now, lap 20 of 200. And just to show you what this gentleman captured, this is a longtime follower. For anyone out there who doubts my work, realize the man who recorded this video and sent it to me, he doesn't doubt my work, and he's using this work to pay the bills. A few months ago, I showed you the parlays he did. One of them was off the Nationals. He made a $25 bet and won over $10,000 off it by parlaying the Nationals to winning Game 7 over the Astros, something we talked about before the postseason began, so it was huge odds. And then he stuck a handful of UFC fights that were easy to read by understanding this language of gematria, because the entire world of sports is scripted this way. So he put together a nice little parlay. He bet $25 on it, made over $10,000. And just a few days before that, he made a $5 bet that hit for over $3,000. And over the years, he's made a bunch of small bets that have paid very well. With this knowledge, you can do big things. So anyway, he was watching this event yesterday, and the only thing I wish he would have done is record the numbers on all 4 cars, because multiple people have made the comment about what 4 cars they showed here. And I will talk about that. But I just want to show you the first 2 cars. This is from the beginning. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Well, it's probably big enough. This is what they show at the beginning of the Daytona 500. Remember, Trump equals 88 and 47. The man who's in the 47 car, he's sponsored by Kroger, the giant grocery chain. Kroger equals 88 and 74. 74, the reflection of 47. Yesterday's event was sponsored by Comcast. Comcast equals 74. Xfinity Series equals 74. Masonic 74. George Washington 74. Again, Masonry uses this code of letters and numbers. Masonry is based in Kabbalah. Kabbalah states God created the world with letters, numbers, and words. But just watch this right here. Check it out.
Man, this is hilarious as shit. Watch what they do. They show.
The man talking is Big Al. The man I'm telling you that's been killing it with this knowledge with small parlays. But here, I'm just going to start it over. So this is it. This is his explanation of what he sees, and he loves this because this stuff just gives him a great laugh.
Man, this is hilarious as shit. Watch what they do. They show you all the presidential limousines. Here we go, number 47 right there. And then bam, look at that. Oh my God.
So they go 47, then they go 88, then they go 22, then they go 24. I wish he didn't stop this because the next car is 24. I'm going to come back to why the 4 cars that they show told the story of the rain delay in a moment. But before we do that, let's just revisit things from yesterday. So again, the number 47 car is sponsored by Kroger. Notice Kroger's 7488 like Trump's 8847. And again, the race was scheduled for February 16th, the 47th day of the year. And the man who's in the 47 car, again, the race was on, well, there's Trump, President, White House, and the list goes on, government authority, etc., Republican, Democrat. But the race was scheduled for his 138th day of his age. Donald Trump, Keep America Great, that's his campaign this year, the political race, 2020. And notice Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s 22076, like Donald John Trump, the president's full name. And again, just to be redundant, the Super Bowl, 54 days from Nancy Pelosi's birthday. And it was 134 days from Trump's, like impeach and make America great again's 134. Things we've been talking about for years. Super Bowl was on Mahomes' 138th day of his age. And again, Mahomes went to White House High School. And then the World Series, just one more time, just to show you how redundant it is. World Series, 138 days after Trump's birthday. Same day they brought the impeachment out into the public. The World Series concluded October 30th, 138 days. Donald Trump, federal, nationals, Dave Martinez, all 138. And then the other thing was, hold on, let me get it up here. The day before the Daytona 500, they had the Daytona Xfinity Series, and the number 47 car was representing Donald Trump, driven by Joe Nemechek. And there was also supposed to be a Donald Trump car in the Daytona 500, but supposedly the trailer hauling it crashed in Tennessee, which equals 47. So just more rituals. And they said somewhere in Tennessee. They're not telling you the city or location because no doubt it's a made-up story. It's all numerical ritual. But notice Daytona 500's 88, like Trump. And again, what was the first car they showed you? The first car they show you here. Let's go again. How do we redo it?
Man, this is hilarious as shit. Watch what they do. They show you all the presidential limousines. Here we go.
So they go 47, Trump's 47, 47th day of the year. I have the What is 47 campaign. You can make up that license plate in the back. That's what it says. What is 47? Been there for years.
Number 47 right there. And then bam, look at that.
Yeah, exactly, look at that. Okay, so Daytona 500 88, Trump 88 47. Again, the day before, Comcast Xfinity Series, all 74. Masonic, Jewish, Cold English, Gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words. Numbers that they use all the time. And for Frank Nemechek, the race was on his 143rd day of his age. Scottish Rite of Freemasonry is 143. Trump's Scottish. The Scottish Rite of Freemasonry has their HQ in D.C. George Washington was a Scottish Rite Freemason. The cars for Mike Harmon Racing, which is 159, like Donald Trump, like Scottish Rite, like now President's Day. Joseph Frank Nemechek III, 115, like Masonic. Joe Nemechek, 49, like Scottish, like Washington, like America, like Donald J. Trump. And again, here's your 47s. D.C., government, authority, the cabal, White House, president. Trump, Republican, Democrat, France, foundation. Again, 47 degrees on the Scottish Rite compass out of France. D.C. was laid out by the French Scottish Rite Freemason L'Enfant. 47's in tribute to the 47th problem of Euclid about how to establish foundation for a structure. That's why the nation's birthday is the 4th day of the 7th month. That's why the cornerstone for D.C. was laid on a 47 date numerology. That's why the Washington Monument cornerstone was laid July 4th. Again, these numbers, very repetitive. Holiday, Independence Day, 74. George Washington, 74. Also 88. So anyhow, you have all that. Now, one more time. Unfortunately, Al didn't let this one more car pull forward because they show 4 cars in this ritual, and the next is 24. If anybody has this recorded, they can verify it. Unfortunately, I don't, but the next car up is 24. Now, I can do the math in my head. 47 plus 88 plus 22 plus 24 is 181. But here, I'll just do it on the calculator real quick so you don't have to take my word for it. 47 plus 88 plus 22 plus 24 is 181. Now that number 181 is the 42nd prime number. And I guess the one thing you have to take my word for, unless you saw it yourself, is that the last car is 24, which it is. But 181 is the 42nd prime. Now, we know what the 47 and 88 were about, right? They were in tribute to Trump, Daytona 500. Also, delay is 4788. Now, the next car was 22. Car is 22. 22 is the master builder number. The Masons used to be the master builders. And then the last car is 24. Notice reign is 42 and 24. 181, the 42nd prime. Of course, it's Freemasons that are behind this. Freemasons, 42. See how Freemasons also 147? If you write out master builder, it's 147. The White House has 147 windows on it, not by accident. U.S. President's 147. President of the United States is 147. Again, these numbers have meaning. So, number games, it's what it's all about. Yesterday we talked about the significance of the 60-second race. The guy that was supposed to drive the Trump car in the Daytona 500 that couldn't make it because supposedly his car crashed in Tennessee, his name is Timothy Viens, which equals 62. Like Mason is 62, like vote is 62. There's a riddle here, no doubt, with the election. So, gonna have to keep our eyes on that. But realize it's all masonry in Washington, D.C. And again, all American sports, federal government, media, it's all controlled by this cabal. They do everything every day by the numbers, even control the weather. And if you doubt that, well, subscribe to this channel and pay attention when hurricane season comes around, because again, I'll be telling the dates where storms are going to make landfall and do their flooding and devastation weeks in advance, as we do every single year, because it's a repetitive pattern. It's always the 52 date. Always. Because flood, hurricane, earth, they're all 52. Like Kabbalah, like Gematria. Very repetitive. Very repetitive. All right, Truth Seeker, we'll leave it there. Till next time.